Hey guys, this is Wade and Marlon from Tables, Ladders, and Bumps here to review NXT No Mercy. And
Yep.
yeah, this was a wild card. We had 6 matches on this, if
Mhm.
I can count correctly. I think it's 5 actually. But kind of normal template for WWE. They started off with the match that I thought I would like the most, which was Chase U versus Nathan Frazier and Axiom. Um, oh no, there were 6 matches. Sorry. Um, and that match, it was good. There was a crazy turn at the end that I feel like was pretty unexpected and unnecessary. But like when you have Nathan Frazier and Axiom, you're gonna have a cool match.
Mhm.
And if you want probably the best version of this tag match, you have um probably Andre Chase and Duke Hudson.
Mhm.
Because Duke Hudson's hot tag is unreal and he's awesome. But I've honestly been fine with Ridge in this tag thing. Um, but I mean both of us thought they were gonna have Nathan Frazier and Axiom lose for them to feud, but
Yep.
instead Ridge goes insane and just beats up everyone. I was kind of hoping he was gonna fatality via hail, to be honest. Uh,
That would have been
because
so
Because he's like, you actually don't remind me of my daughter, and he just choke slams her. I would have laughed so hard.
good. The amount of heat he would have drawn with that would have been so organic if he did that.
They need to do that
Mhm.
more. I don't know why they don't. I mean, I do know why they don't do it, but that's if you want someone to get heat, you have them take out the most endearing babyface on the roster, which is probably Thea Hale, to be honest.
Mhm.
So, yeah, I match was good. Angle was weird. Rich did the looking at his hands thing, which I hate. Like, what did I do? And I have a prediction of what happens next. I think he's been with Sean Spears this whole time.
Oh, because Sean hasn't been in the light for a while, right?
A
He's kind of
week, he got kind of hit with a chair again and orgasm from getting hit with a chair, and then hasn't been on TV for a week. Uh, but I feel like I guarantee you, he's been with Sean Spears this whole time and infiltrated them.
mm,
Uh, so at least that's a way that would make it make sense.
mhm.
Otherwise, it's just stupid, in my
Right,
opinion.
right. As I texted you when that happened, I feel like this has been the biggest redemption arc for Ridge since his unfortunate situation with Big E, and then being sent down to NXT to try to rebrand himself. I feel that because you're like you said, he's attached to Chase U. That's why he's getting any type of overage. But I feel that this was good for him. Let it run a little bit. Let the crowd have him a little bit more. But that's why I was so pissed when this happened. I was like, well, what the hell are they going to do with him now?
Yeah, I'm not going to lose any sleep on what they do with Rich Holland, to be honest. So I was like, oh, all
I'm
right.
afraid of him. No, I'm just
You,
curious. Characters who were invested in, obviously. So it's yeah.
you have like a marble sculpture of him in your bedroom. You have all of his rugby memorabilia. Yeah, he's just he doesn't really do it for me too much. I have been finding him funny in Chase U. Like, oh, I bought you a new classroom.
Yeah,
And it's like, what kind of contract is he on in WWE to just buy a classroom for these people? Makes no sense.
old rugby money.
Yeah, I guess. The next match was Wes Lee versus Zachary Wentz, and I think both of us were surprised by this match. Maybe they NX WWE knew, hey, we're gonna do some crazy stuff in NXT, so we'll just throw all the curveballs in that because this
Yeah.
was nuts. Really good match. They have really good chemistry, I think. I'm a huge Wesley fan. I think he should be on the main roster. I, again, I bring this up all the time. Everything Carmelo Hayes has, I think Wesley does better. Except Carmelo does play like an annoying heel, good cocky heel pretty well, but in ring, uh, babyface, like just all that stuff, I think Wesley is better. And I've been impressed with him as a heel. He's been doing pretty good. Like he's very unlikable as a heel.
Yeah,
Yeah, I assumed okay, it's TNA. There's no way they're gonna have Zachary
TNA.
Wentz, especially like we don't need to get into it, but he's kind of kicked that WWE for like a whole weird thing. I'll talk to you with it offline. You didn't know the story. Okay. Yeah, I don't want to get into it because it's yeah, I just don't. He in all accounts it seems like other than his one person who really hates him, but it seems like most wrestlers really like him and I think he made a mistake and whatever. I'll look past
Yeah.
things. But yeah, I was just shocked that this guy they kicked out. Okay, we're gonna have him beat one of our biggest names in NXT. I I honestly think Wesley had to probably suggest this because
Hmm.
I don't know how you book this
Hmm.
outcome.
Hmm.
And it's weird the dynamics. Like, okay, we kick this guy out. Now he's babyface. This
Hmm.
guy we kicked. It's just a weird dynamic, but they've been pulling it off, and a lot of people don't go on Wikipedia. So unless you know all of the stuff, then you just you're like, oh, okay. And both of them are acting really well in the roles, I think. Uh, and yeah, I
It could
now
be
I
a,
think yeah,
HBK like second chances and redemption. So maybe HBK is the one who saw the light in them or saw the goodness and was like, let's get you back in the mix.
they
I
needed to
could.
give TNA something too. So
Hmm.
um, but yeah, I mean, I think they're gonna get the tag shot.
Hmm.
The Rascals. So maybe it was just to build up that. Maybe they're going to move Wesley up to the main roster.
Hmm.
I don't know what you do with him because you just turned him heel and then he lost his feud.
Right.
Which I guess if you're a heel, you could kind of have him lose a bit until he goes full heel. Maybe I mean I
North
don't
American.
know.
You think you get another shot at Oba?
No, they have a stipulation he can't challenge Oba. That last
Oh,
time was his only.
right. That's right. I remember that.
So I just think that's that. I don't. He could get a title shot when Trick has it again.
Hmm.
So
Hmm.
maybe that's what they're saving it for. They have that men's title picture is actually pretty interesting right now.
There's a lot of contenders for that title picture, and a lot of people who could be there.
Yeah, I'm really cool. That booking is how much better is that booking than the Cody's?
That's true. The NXT men's title picture has endless possibilities. Where I feel the SmackDown one is like running dry.
Yeah, it's been dry for months since Cody won it. He
Yeah,
beat AJ and then oh, he went against
yeah.
Logan Paul. Like, why did that happen? I don't. Yeah, I don't know what the hell that deal is, but yeah, I'm excited to see what they do with that. I was blown away. I could not believe that they actually had that. And you had brought up like his finisher similar to the Soul Snatcher. It is, but he gets like 10 extra
Massive.
feet of air. Like it's I don't know which one I like better because both are different. Soul Rukas I feel like is so explosive and quick
Yeah.
that you could hit it like yeah, it's kind of like Randy's like RKO. Like you could hit it kind of out of nowhere to a certain extent. This one you kind of have to have you do have to have do a little smoke and mirrors and the other guy has to guide you a little bit.
See Wesley's arm go up. Like,
Yeah, and I've watched him do it. I watched a bunch of videos and I feel like the guy has to do that every time, which now that I watch it and it's like the inside baseball thing, it kind of makes it not as cool, but it's still that air is nuts. It looks really cool. So yeah, I was blown away by that. So, and the match was good. I it was better than Cody and KO's match to me. I don't know.
One of my favorite spots in this Wesley, and I keep wanting to call him Pete Wentz, but in Wesley versus
The
Wentz,
singer, isn't that the
yeah,
singer? Yeah.
all out boy, was when Wesley, I think, just pushed him against the announcer's table and he like fell over and then it slowly collapsed. Did you
Oh
see that?
yeah. Yeah, that was pretty funny.
Oh, that was ruined.
It wasn't on purpose either, but yeah, that was awesome.
Yeah, and then Wesley off of the top turnbuckle onto the floor, just totally doing the Vince Carter nuts in the face to him. I thought that was pretty cool too.
Yeah, that was wild. Um, Next match I believe was Obafemi versus Tony D'Angelo,
Mm,
and I thought this was really good. I don't know, Tony D has been kind of impressing me. He's been having way better matches the last like 3 months, I would
mm,
say. Since Mania, I've actually liked a lot of his matches. Before, I just like his character, and I mean, he's fine at
mm,
wrestling. But they've been booking him like really well. He has the character down really well.
mm.
I mean, everyone in that crew will take crazy bumps too. So you get Obafemi, like the
Nash
bump that the bump that Stacks took was nuts.
is
Like,
nut.
uh, yeah, I thought this match was good, and I'm sure some people complain that they made it too long, and Obafemi should have beaten him down, but Tony D technically is like high up on the ladder in NXT in their world, so I'm
Mm-hmm.
fine with him going longer. And really, you just need Obafemi getting different types of matches in because he's a future main event WrestleMania guy in my opinion. The more I see, this guy gets it. He has everything um, down. There was like I was a little bit biased because I like Tavion Heights, but I thought when they booked Obafemi over him 8 months ago or whatever, 9 months ago, um, I thought Tavion Heights had a higher upside, but I think he does still have a really high upside and does really cool stuff. But Obafemi has the character stuff down so well. Just his strut out to the ring, the stuff in between the moves, that how he's interacting with people. It's really cool to see someone continually grow
Mm-hmm.
um, and add to their thing. And he needs matches like this because he has to squash stuff down really well.
Mm-hmm.
Like he's just a badass. He's going to get that. And I think, well, I don't know how long this went. Maybe 12 someone will comment and be like, it was 17 and a half matches or minutes or whatever. But it was a decently long match
Was
and they gave him a lot to work with. And yeah, I don't know. He hasn't had a bad match either, I don't think.
I don't think so either. It's been all upscale growth. He delivers. He's believable. Character's believable. His move set is dominant. I mean, like, he had a lot of my respect prior to this match I'm about to mention, but his triple threat with Dijak and Josh Briggs,
Oh, dude.
unbelievable,
It's like a top
unbelievable.
five match of the year for me.
Yeah, yeah, within NXT for me for sure. But yeah,
It might be
absolutely.
everything, probably top 10, including AEW and
Yeah,
regular WWE, but
yeah. Oba has just continued to improve, and he's not just a tall person who can do some wrestling moves. He's like a wrestler who's tall.
oh yeah. I
Ash.
wouldn't like he's caught on like it's unreal. And I'm comparing him to someone I shouldn't compare him to, but the like how quickly he's caught on is like the only other person I could think of is like Kurt Angle,
Mm,
realistic. And like obviously you can't compare and Kurt Angle could do a bunch, but like where he just gets it and gets the character, is able to just continually add these things.
mm,
And like Kurt Angle's obviously way better, but like you can the only person that I could think of that you just threw in, and Kurt Angle was a Olympic champion, and
Hmm.
this guy was like a shot putter. So that like he didn't really have a skill set that transfers over incredibly well into WWE and has somehow just been like a fish to water. Yeah, it's been cool
Yeah.
to watch. Next match, the both of us I think felt the same way on this. Kehlani Jordan versus Wendy Chu. I just
Skip.
yeah, this was not
I can't get that
and
time back.
I like none of it. I honestly don't blame it on the wrestling moves itself. I just the agenting to make Wendy Chu seem kind of spooky. The match went long, but again, Kehlani's new, and I like again, this is a developmental thing. So I'm cool with hey, let's give her. Maybe it just felt long, but I feel like it was at least a 15-minute match.
I don't know.
Uh, it,
It
it
felt long.
felt it felt long, but I don't blame it on her. Kehlani. I don't even blame it on Wendy Chu. She's just playing a character, and there's not much you could do. I don't know. Something about the character just bothers me.
Yeah, same.
So, and I don't mind spooky stuff like Tatum Paxley. I like because it's funny. Her spooky thing is kind of funny because it's so silly. But Wendy chooses like more ridiculous, but is supposed to be serious. So I think that is the crux of the issue. Uh, because like I feel like Tatum Paxley is supposed to be funny, kind of, right?
Hmm.
Or it comes off that way and it's not supposed to be, but I find it entertaining because of it. So I
Yeah.
think I just blame that all on the character stuff, and I'm not blaming it on any wrestler. Like I didn't think the match was sloppy or anything, but you need to get Kaylani. I think she's a future star. I could see her being a babyface. I mean, world champion on the main roster in like 4 or 5 years or something.
Mm.
So I don't know. She has all the talent. You need to get it's hard for her having her have to do a match with someone that's a weird character like this is it's a good experience.
Mm.
She's kind of in a vortex of weird characters right now. So I'd like to see her go against an actual regular heel, not a spooky.
Right.
She had Tatum Paxley, the girl from TNA, and then
Rosemary.
Rosemary, and then Wendy Chu. That's a Murderers Row weird.
Like the
r-
Insidious Six, like in Spider-Man. Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's like imagine if you get booked with that. It's like, all right, you got spooky people the next 3 matches,
You're
but
fighting the hell or Mordor.
yeah, it's I kind of feel for her because it's not her fault. She like, how are you even supposed to play that off?
Yeah.
And you're new, so it's not like you have a lot of experience, and you have to sell their scariness, and it's just it's tough. So they obviously believe in her a lot, and she's been fine in this
She's been.
stuff. A lot of people would be terrible in these
Mhm.
situations. So I have more belief in her going through
Mhm.
this because this is kind of the worst booking you can have as a champion.
Yeah.
3 people like that in a row.
Yeah. Give me a Fallon Henley. Give me a JC Jane. Give me. I was gonna say Lola Vice, but she's face now. But give me just a good heel wrestler that doesn't have a crazy gimmick like that.
Jada
Versus
Parker.
Jada Parker. Yeah.
I don't have they wrestled? They have to have at some point.
I'll have to check.
Jada was in that match though, right? For her to get the title, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah. The gauntlet. Not the gauntlet match. It was like a free
The
for all type.
the ladder thing. I'm pretty sure she's so over. I'm assuming she was in it. But
It wasn't the
that
ladder
lead
match.
that leads me into the next match, which was Roxanne Perez versus Jada Parker. And
Solid match.
I have to um kind of admit defeat here. So I like Jada Parker. I feel like she's so new that I didn't necessarily think that she was maybe ready for a match like this with someone it's such a high stakes. And she looked good in this match. She's a natural heel. She played babyface this whole time, which I was impressed with because that's a completely different skill set. And I thought she played babyface pretty well, especially considering the dynamics. Like you got Roxanne Perez, who's 4'8" and super tiny, and then you got this like kind of buff chick that yeah, just like the dynamics look kind of weird, but I thought they both did a really good job. Roxanne impressed me as a heel in
Mm-hmm.
this. And yeah, I thought the agenting and the how they kind of planned out the match looked really cool. I had no complaints. What'd you think?
Yeah, the video packages definitely helped out for me, and the bumps that Roxanne took from Jada, I felt helped me respected her a lot more. I mean, just those slaps alone and the hip, and not the hip attack. Well, the hip attack too, but the hip attack, the one her like one of her finishing moves where she
Oh, the
jumps on your
hypnotic.
hypnotic, where she jumps off of the turnbuckle.
Oh, that's a teardrop one, I think. But yeah, it doesn't matter. Yeah, but I know what you mean.
Yeah, looks like it hurts. So I really enjoyed this match. They had a good back and forth, and like you said, I was thinking there's she's pretty new. She's pretty relatively new, still making her way up the ranks as far as getting a title shot. But to me, that shows me that HBK and Creative are looking at her as a star to give her this early shot. So, putting her through it with Roxanne, they're best on the roster.
Yeah, and I know a lot of people like her because of her look.
Mm.
Um, that's like summer, but she has a good look. Her character work is good. She plays
She's
like the cocky. Yeah, and she's super athletic. I like her stuff. I just thought it was early, but I was
mm,
wrong. And if you have someone in with someone like Roxanne Perez, it's hard to
mm-hmm,
have a bad match with her too. If you have you're skilled enough. I thought this was a good match. This blew
mm-hmm.
me, shocked me. I thought I
Yeah.
was not looking forward to this match personally, and it was really good. Um, and then that leads to the final match. Ethan
Wait.
Page. Oh,
Speaking
oh
of
yeah,
moments,
yeah,
tell me about
Julia.
your experience when Julia Gulia came out.
So I thought I wasn't sure who it was gonna be, if Stephanie Vacker or Julia,
Right.
but yeah, I popped super hard for this. Because I knew Julia's healthy now because I've seen she's wrestled some stuff for Marigold again, but I I don't know who. I think you had Julia beat her, but you also have Stephanie Vaquer waiting. I don't know what they're gonna do with this.
Those are two big, huge names for NXT and
And,
WWE in general.
and
NXT.
you gotta move everyone like Jada Parker, everyone else who was slightly in the women's title picture. They're
Yeah.
in the North American one now. You can't.
Right. Right.
Julia and Roxanne, that's a headlining match.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So whatever, although I think they'll have it probably be the headlining match when they go to um whatever channel. I can't remember what channel it is. Yeah, the one that Gossip Girl was on.
Yeah.
So yeah, once they go there, but yeah, Julia, that's exciting. So now they're finally pulling the trigger. I mean, they kind of teased that someone was going to come when she gets slapped by Jada Parker, and she's like, "What are you doing here?" I felt like that was kind of unnecessary. Like sometimes they tease things
Yeah.
too much. You don't need to. Was just bring her out. I had already thought that she was going to come out around this time because there's no one else for
Mm-hmm.
Roxanne to go against. So, because Sol Ruka already lost North American, right? Like you can't have her lose North American and then go to championship.
Then lose.
Roxanne's beaten Lola Vice. I, just not really anyone, unless you pull like a Fallon Henley thing. But what are they going to
Isn't
do with all those girls?
yeah, like Fallon, Jordan, I mean JC, I don't know.
Maybe a
Kendall Gray.
tag. Kendall Gray's up and coming for sure. I think she's legit. So I don't know, but that's like North American. That's like 10 girls in the North American thing, and I guess you throw up one or two of them for
Yeah,
Roxanne or Julia
yeah.
every now and then, but and then yeah, when Stephanie Vaquer comes, so but yeah, then final match: Ethan Page versus Joe Hendry with Trick Williams as the special guest referee. Ridiculous match.
Hmm.
Uh, I liked this was like a WWE special where you have a lot of interference, a bunch of shenanigans with the ref. You got another ref show up.
Yep.
Trick goes in, stops him from doing the three count.
That was
Like
so good. That was so good, dude. That was so slick. I love that. I love that. That was so slick.
that's pretty hard to pull off. Like well,
Yeah, I thought the timing of that was great. Was so good.
yeah, that was really well done. I mean, I wanted Joe Hendry to win, but I was pretty sure he wasn't going to win. I don't know. Like I after Zach Wentz won, I thought Joe Hendry's not winning. They're not going to give two TNA
Hmm.
wins in one pay-per-view. I thought that was kind of the vibe I got, but there's multiple times I thought Joe Hendry was going to win, and then um I mean the foot thing I knew that was gonna it was like
Yeah,
way under there. So,
yeah.
but yeah, the Trick kind of saving Joe Hendry and then kind of like cleaning up the situation, and then Joe Hendry gets kicked in the balls and loses because of that. Like that was really good. And then
Yeah.
you get Pete Dunne attacking Trick at the
Hmm.
end. I don't know. I like that whole title picture.
It, all of that, and Ethan Page is holding the title better than I thought he would. I was kind of
He's
upset when,
he's doing a good job.
heck yeah, he's doing awesome. I believe him. I believe in him as a proper heel with the belt, and not just some Joe Schmo coming in.
He
You know, yeah,
he's really coming to his own the last like I'd say 2, 3 weeks of being like such a douchey heel that's like kind of a coward, but like is easily like Marty McFly, like oh you call me a chicken, fine, I'll fight you type of thing. He's it's a unique kind of it's like a heel you've seen before, but he has somewhat of a unique take on it. I
yeah,
think that I, I mean I he has like the corny stuff like it's NX me that's so stupid, but he it kind of works for him somehow that if anyone else said the line, I would be annoyed, but with him, I think it's funny.
yeah.
Uh, yeah, I like him,
Me
and
too.
I liked him in AEW, but this was good for him. They've given him a lot more to do,
Hmm.
and I mean the funniest thing I remember in AEW, I don't know, have I told you about this before? He was had a feud with the Hardy Boys and then lost, so he was forced to be in their group, and he was wrestling a match and was like winning or whatever and had these things on his wrists, and the Hardy Boys were like, no, you're it was the arm sleeves that the Hardys wear, and they're like, no, you got to pull him up. Like they stopped him when he was about to win, and he like pulls him up and then loses. That was like the funniest thing I remember happening to him. So, but yeah, he was stuck in their whole vortex. But Joe Hendry, I thought was amazing in this match.
Yeah,
He's not.
he was.
It's not a you mean Brian Danielson or Will Ospreay match, but he's the old school like character that you're just drawn to.
Mhm.
You're rooting for him. He has all the spots down, like in between moves where he can get people hyped up. He has cool moves that I mean they're not the highest level of difficulty, but they're power moves that are
Hmm.
impressive when he does them. And he's just likable, man. I don't know what they do with him next. You think they do a
Yeah,
rematch?
I don't know. I'm always curious to see how long these TNA collaborations are going to last for these people. You know, does he have? I don't know. Does he have any business in TNA that he needs to attend to, or is his business
He
finished here? Those are
he
the
just
questions that I'm.
lost a title shot recently there. So I don't think that there's anything he needs to do.
Hmm.
WWE is definitely trying to snipe him.
Right.
So I don't know when his contract ends, but when that thing ends,
Yeah, for sure. Certified.
he's
Certified.
someone that in the Royal Rumble I could see him in the top like
Oh,
6.
oh yeah. Good point.
He's way
Oh,
over than I expected for him to
they,
be.
they'd be stupid not to have him in Royal Rumble and top contender. They'd be dumb not to. But
So yeah, he's awesome. So and Ethan Page is doing a good. He's been doing a good job too. I like his move. Everything about it.
hmm.
Trick, I thought did a really good job as a special guest referee. I
Hmm.
mean, all of his character work is really good. I
Hmm.
think. I think he just needs a little bit more seasoning on some of the wrestling stuff. But yeah, I was impressed with this pay-per-view because I was not looking forward to a lot of the matches, and then because I didn't know how good this Ethan Page and Joe Henry match would be. I
Yeah.
thought, like it could be good, but yeah, Roxanne Perez I didn't think was gonna be a barn burner or anything to write home about, and that was really good. Oh, Bafemi and Tony D exceeded my expectations. So yeah, this over delivered this pay-per-view, I thought.
Yeah. Yeah. It was really fun. Every match was fun. Whereas I felt Bash in Berlin was just okay. Let's get on. Let's do it. It is what it is.
Yeah,
So let's move the story along. But this one, except for that
it
Wendy Ilani one, to which no one was really.
yeah,
That was the only one that really.
no. They need to give her some different people, but it seems like she's through the spooky phase. Um, she's an amazing natural baby face, so I think she's through this. So
Yeah.
I normally don't gravitate towards baby faces, but she is just such a likable person. It seems like naturally. So hopefully she gets through this. But overall, really good PLE. Um, but yeah, you got anything else?
No, that's it. I'm looking forward to Raw tonight to see what the how the story moves along with
Oh shoot,
the
I forgot that's tonight. Yeah.
Hair Twins and Judgment Day, and I'm also looking forward to see what happens with Drew and Punk.
Yeah, that
Apparently, it's
should
a
be it.
tag team celebration
What?
ceremony. I think that's what I heard. I could be wrong. Never mind. Don't quote me on that. But yeah, looking forward to see how the story moves along, all the fallout, and if Julia's going to show up.
Fallout. I don't think yeah, I think she shows up on Tuesday. But all right, guys. Well, let us know what you thought of NXT No Mercy in the comments below. And yeah, don't forget to like and subscribe.